Hey, good morning. Russell of Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. Today, the daily check-in is Monday morning. Hope you guys are doing well. So the daily check-in means on Monday means Miss Tiffany English is here. So Tiffany's here to my right. Hopefully you can see her. She's been going through some issues this morning as, as normal.
Right? Wait. Put in the chat if you can see me.
I'm going to check for myself right
I need
now.
confirmation.
I'm going to check right now on my LinkedIn to make sure Tiffany is
Can
where
be
she needs to
seen.
be. And I'm looking at LinkedIn right now, and it's perfect like it always is.
Okay.
The issue is when you do it.
Oh, okay.
It's not me. This is the main one. Yours is the auxiliary one, right? And you have to make sure your stuff is tight. Okay. Anyway, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. In fact, I don't like this view, so I'm gonna go in a little closer. Boom.
Boom.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Boom.
Uh-oh. Okay.
So
We're good.
can you move your head up a little bit?
Oh no. See, you
Adjust your
changed
chair a
it up
little.
on me.
Stop right there.
Right there?
Perfect.
Right there.
Perfect. So anyway, hey, we do this on Monday morning. Tiffany and I, the daily check-in. Although I do it 4 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Mondays are always devoted to Miss Tiffany. Sometimes she brings the fire, sometimes she brings some good stuff. And we're gonna see about it today. Because I don't know what the heck she's talking about, what she wants to talk about today, but we talk about everything hospitality, but meetings and events for the most part, because that's both our common expertise, and we like to, bring that kind of stuff to the table because everybody, and we try to bring it in a way where people that are not familiar with it, maybe you never even done a meeting before, maybe you've attended one. I mean, there's some behind the scenes to everything, right? And so we bring that kind of to the table. Tiffany is an event strategist, okay? I don't even know
Thank
what that
you.
means. That's something she came up with. And that sounds good, right? Oh, I'm an event strategist.
You know what? You go on LinkedIn and you put that in the search, and not only will I come up, so a lot of others. So, and you know what? Okay, just real quick. Events in terms and marketing, they've evolved over the years. So I think this strategist is that new wave of really bringing events to the forefront, and they're not a nice to have, they're a need to have. Because, I mean, maybe 10 years ago, we didn't need event strategists. So we definitely need them now. There's a lot of events talking about it. C-Event Connect just had their conference, and they talked about, the landscape of events. I wasn't there. I got the little tidbits from some of my LinkedIn colleagues, but I just wanted to touch, because you bring up a good point. You're like event strategist. Maybe you hadn't heard about that 10 years ago, but now it's you're going to hear about that more. Not just from me, others as well.
Okay, Miss Event Strategist. Yeah. Okay, I'm just talking off the
I know
head
you
like I
are.
normally do.
I know.
And you defended it well, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a good comeback.
Thank you.
So now everybody knows what an event strategist is, and it's on the rise, right? So don't listen to Russell, just listen to Tiffany.
Thank you.
She's an event strategist.
Oh
Okay,
my gosh, you're so funny.
She's an event strategist. So hey, good morning to I see Miss Janie Parrish. That's who is my cousin. Thank you so much, Miss Janie Parrish, for joining. Good morning to you. And then she says, "Can see you, Tiffany."
See, thank you. I thank you for that support, because you know what? That's all I needed. I need to make sure, just validated.
Yeah,
you were trying to shut me down.
No. You were all in a tizzy before we came on live. She was all in a tizzy about something.
Well, now I'm not, because of Cuz. So thank you.
Okay, well, thank you, Cuz. I appreciate you getting Tiffany out of her funk, because she was funky as heck earlier. Okay.
Let you tell it. So I want to touch on this real quick, because I know we're going to talk about something, but you made up a point, and before I forget it, you talked about we talk about a lot of event things that people may not know about, the behind the scenes. So interesting enough, the Savannah Bananas. Do you know them?
Savannah
So,
Bananas. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they were in town this weekend.
They were in Chicago,
Yeah, they were at Wrigley.
and you went to see them.
No, I did not. So now I'm feeling certain.
So what's the
I was
story?
like,
I'm
wait a
sorry.
minute.
What's the story then?
Okay, so it reminded me about I made a comment on Colleen's thread because Colleen from Hard Rock went and she talked about that's how I knew. I was like, okay, well, I guess my invite got lost. It's all right. Oh, you know who promoted it was Las Vegas. So the Las Vegas CVB was in
Oh,
town
really?
and invited some people. But I guess I wasn't on that list, so it's all right, Las Vegas. Okay.
Oh, so a
Um,
lot of stuff happening in your town, and you didn't get invited.
Wait, that's not even the story. I don't. I'm going. I'm going a whole different tangent. But I made the comment saying, "Oh, that looks cool." And Colleen said that there was a talk about how intricate the behind the scenes is to make that happen. And
Mm,
she's like, we never realized what it takes for those scale productions, myself included. I'm an event person. I know that the final product is not the same as the execution, but still,
mm.
as an attendee, I just want to be entertained. So I just thought that was interesting. She made a comment about you wouldn't believe how hard and intricate it is to put that together. And I'm like, you're right. I wouldn't believe it because it didn't dawn on me. So I say that to say, even in the event world, that we don't necessarily know how much it takes to put on an event. So of course,
Mhm.
non-event people may look at our job and not think it entails to bring it all together. So
Yeah, you're right. You're
yeah,
right. There's a lot of
yeah,
behind the scenes things, a lot of
yeah,
detailed. A lot of people don't realize that it's
yeah.
it's some work. It's a job. It's a task,
It is a job.
and
Yes.
some people they don't get it. They don't get it.
Yeah.
I just not that this is on the same scale as what you're talking about, but I mean it's an event, so nevertheless, a family reunion. We just did our
Yes.
family reunion Friday, and it ended yesterday. And people will come up and thank you, like, "Oh my God, thanks. This means a lot." And I know it's a lot of work, and but they only know
But they
what they
don't
see.
know.
Exactly.
Right.
They only know
Right.
what they see. They don't know the behind the scenes and how many people it takes to do this, and the
Right.
conversation that we have, and the committee that we have, and all that. All they see is the end result. And if the end result is good, and then you've done your job, right?
Sure.
If it comes across to them as a flawless event, or this was great and thank you so much, I mean that's really all that matters, right? Regardless of all the strings that you're pulling behind the scenes. But no, it's yeah. I mean, it's
And
good to
that's what
hear
you
that.
want. You want people to remember all of that. So,
Yes.
Lord forbid that something else happens because that's what they remember, right? So
Oh yeah,
if the ball drops, that's what they remember. Oh man, the
definitely.
food didn't come or the food was
Exactly.
cold, and that's
Yes.
in their mind. So, our job is to make sure those things go flawlessly. And I always say that there is no event that goes without a hitch, 100%. I
Oh,
mean, to plan.
you're 100% right.
But
100% right.
we talked last week about having contingency plans and backups for the backups, so and what do you do when something goes wrong? And in our role as event professionals, the professional part is knowing what to do when something goes wrong. And it's that defining moment between someone who plans events and is in the event space as their job, and someone who maybe an amateur who likes to do events because they may not have that experience to know what happens when things go wrong.
Yeah, that's
You
it.
know,
Totally different. Totally different.
so
Yeah, no, you're right.
it's okay, and it's okay. I mean, I find people are fascinated by our world. They're fascinated about like, oh my God, these events look great, and oh, you go to these all cool places, and I'm like, look, when I actually do an event, my event, first of all, I don't get to eat. Like I'm starving because I'm worried about everything else, the food coming out, everything coming out correctly. So I'm not enjoying the event. I don't see what you see. I see to make sure that everything has run smoothly. We
Mhm.
have that timeline, and that timeline is the is going smoothly. The agenda, all of those things. So, uh, the glamorization of events when people are like, "Oh, I want to do that," I'm like, "Nah, you you see the best of what we have," like So. Yeah, it's really interesting, and this show really describes. I think we do a good job of kind of bringing the light to what we do,
I
giving
think
a little bit
so.
of behind the scenes, the real, you know. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, you're absolutely right. You're
yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
right. I mean, there's prep work and everything. You know what I mean? It's
Well,
just
sure.
it is behind the scenes, just like this thing that we do here. There's work behind the scenes here too. I mean, all the stuff I got to deal with you. You know what I mean? They don't
I
see all
knew
that.
you were gonna go there.
They don't see it. They
I
don't
knew.
hear the crap that I gotta go through every single Monday morning.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
me.
this this thing is over. Okay, this morning, just real quick, she was complaining that you see where it says Russell Edmond under my name, and then the daily check-in with Tiffany and Russell. That was over her face on her screen. I'm like, that's not what I see, and that's not what other people are going to see. Oh my God, it's all over my face. Can you move it? Well, find out that just like I can transmit to or stream to my the people on my LinkedIn page or YouTube or whatever, Facebook, okay, she can do the same thing. Well, what she didn't fail to realize is that what she was looking at was what she would be transmitting out to her people, not me. I'm the main thing, right? This is the main one that's going to go out to everybody. Hers is, I don't know what the hell the people that follow her are going to see. I
Oh, okay.
don't know.
We don't have
But
to share every behind the scenes.
but there's prep work on everything, and
Yes,
we just want to
that
make sure. That's what I'm trying to get across.
that's the yeah,
Is
exactly. That's the
is
point.
prep work on everything,
That's the point.
and we want to put out a good product. Everybody wants to,
Okay.
a good event, a good, streaming, a live show or whatever. We all want to put out the best we can, but sometimes, we come unglued and we're not understanding what's going on. And even
Okay.
Tiffany, she every now and then has a meltdown. So she
Every
had
now
a
and then.
she had a meltdown right
You
before
were so dramatic. My goodness. Anyway, Russell, going back to what we're talking about, stop laughing at me. Thank you. Look, thank you, cuz let's get back on the
She
point
made
of the
the two
show.
family roles. Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to say about the reunion? How'd you like the venue? Did things come out right? Would you like
Um.
I've actually never done a weekend family reunion. Ours is usually like Saturday or in the park somewhere. So is it any
Saturday
different than doing a whole
in the
weekend
park. Well, I
production?
mean, there's different. We break it up. Okay, so Friday, I'll just give you the rundown real quick. Okay, so it starts on Friday. Friday, like if there's the meet and greet starts about 4 p.m. Okay,
Mhm.
so that's when people are checking in to their hotel room because everything's at the hotel for the most part. The
Okay.
dinner and all that.
Are you gonna throw out the hotel or no? Did you
Yeah,
like the
I'll throw it
hotel?
out. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
I was like, did you like the hotel?
Damn. Okay.
I'm just I
Yeah, Pacific Palms, and I think I have something. Hold on, let me just check. It's the
okay.
Pacific Palms Hotel, which is in the city of Industry. In fact, let me see. Do I have Pacific Palms still up here? Let me see. So now that you mention that, I don't have it queued up.
Normally you
Pacific
shout out things when you
Palms.
like them. I was just curious.
Oh, I've been showing this. Okay, so Love Family Reunion 2026. It was July 24th through 26th, Pacific Palms Resort in the city of Industry, which is right outside of LA. So it's right outside of downtown. So from where I live in LA. It takes about, with no traffic, it's probably about 40 minutes. Okay, with no traffic.
Okay.
Which Sunday coming home, it took about 40 minutes. Now Friday going there took about an hour and 15 minutes. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it's probably less than, it's probably only about 20, less than 20 miles, I would say. 20, 25 at the most. And
Okay.
yeah, but it took freaking forever to get there. But anyway, that has nothing to do with the hotel. But hotel for the most part went well, and I'll tell you why I said for the most part. Everything, the meals, the meet and greet went well, check-in went well. Now I don't know, as far as what I know, any feedback, everything was fine. They loved the hotel. Um, the dinner went off well. Okay, let me back up. Okay, so Friday meet and greet, 4 o'clock. Okay, so meet and greet, everybody gets their bag, which comes with their t-shirts and all that kind of stuff, right? Information about the reunion, where the barbecue is going to be, which is on Saturday. And then there's a bowling on Friday night. So there's bowling on Friday night, which was on, everything's on the same street. So yeah, right down the hill. The bowling was there, so everybody showed up for that. And we had, they had pizza, they had chicken, they had all kind of food there, which I don't eat. They didn't have any vegan options for me, but that's okay.
Oh,
But they had vegan beer, so that's all that matters, right? So there's some beer. So and most
what?
beer is vegan. So
Okay, I was about to say, like, is that a thing? Okay, all
yeah,
right,
no, most beer is vegan. So I
okay,
had a couple beers, and then but we had eaten before this because we knew there wasn't gonna be. I knew there wasn't gonna be anything for me. So,
okay.
but check this out. There's a vegan Chinese restaurant in the next city from where we were. So maybe like 5 minutes away from the hotel. There's this
Mm-hmm.
vegan Chinese restaurant. Oh my god! When I say it was so good,
Soda.
oh
Uh,
oh, it was a
Now,
dive.
did you know beforehand there, or did you happen to
No,
kind of
we got there and was
find
like,
out?
well, okay, where are we gonna eat? And we just Googled, vegan
Okay,
restaurants next to us or near us, nearby, and it came back with this vegan, I can't remember the name, but vegan Chinese restaurant. Oh my God. Oh, it was so good, Tiffany. It was so good. In
okay,
fact, I
okay,
said I gotta go back. But anyway, okay, that's another story for another day. So we ate before we went there, but we bowled to about probably got back to your room 10:30 to 11 o'clock, something like that. And then the next morning, that's when people play golf. Now that was an issue. Okay, so I didn't play golf. Okay, I don't play golf.
okay.
Um, I have to be there to barbecue. Okay, that's another one of my roles is barbecuing
Oh my
at the
goodness.
park.
Okay.
But the golf thing, now they have golf. One of the main reasons that I love this hotel is because they had a golf course on property, right? And normally, what happens, the people that golf, it's probably about 10 people that golf, they have to go somewhere else to golf. They go,
Right. Yeah.
to another area to golf, whatever. Well, we
Yeah.
thought this was great because they can do the same thing there. They can wake up and just go down and get their golf cart and go off and do their golf thing, right? Well, there were some issues with, I guess, the person that was in charge. So there's kind of, from what I see, there's a disconnect between the hotel people and the golf people, which are totally separate. It's on the same property, but
Hmm.
sometimes those things they're separate entities. And I got that. I wasn't sure of that, but I wish I would have been explained by the hotel that this is a different entity. You may come, you may face some issues or whatever, but I needed them to, kind of mend that fence or be a go between or whatever. They
Yeah.
needed to mediate that. Well, they did not do that. The hotel did not do that. And I asked for help. Okay. And I didn't know to the last minute that they ended up having to go to another golf course. They didn't even
Oh.
play. They didn't even play at the golf course that was on property. And just so
Okay.
happened, one of the family members, he knows the area. I mean, he plays golf all the time, so he knows the area. He knows where other golf courses are. So they end up getting a late start. Normally they try to play by like 6 a.m., but they didn't start till like 10. And it's hot here. And that's another thing is the heat is something else, and it's been humid, which is not common for this area. So it didn't turn out. I guess they got better as they continued, but it was not a good thing. In fact, one person he'd never come back because he didn't like because of the golf experience. Had nothing to do with the
Sure.
hotel, but it was because his was strictly because he was in charge of the golf. So he like I'll never come back. So I'm gonna have a conversation with them to let them know our experiences with the golf. But yeah, there's definitely a disconnect between whoever manages the golf and whoever manages and sales or the hotel, which
Hmm.
it should not be. It still should be seamless. And I understand they have memberships and all that kind of stuff, but you need to let me know before. Don't get my hopes up. Don't sell it as this whole total golf thing, golf package, reunion package with golf. You know what I mean? And then there's a disconnect because I got to go separately to this other person who doesn't know anything about me or my group or anything like that.
Oh. Oh,
So
that's awful. So it
yeah,
was almost like, I mean, you could have just went to a separate place because it would be the same experience.
that's what we ended up
Um,
doing. That's what they ended up doing.
exactly, but
Yeah.
except it was on property. Ooh, that's dicey. And now you're bringing up things because they do programs where one of the activities has to be golf, one spot, and they've had, and I make the assumption if it's so and so resort with a golf course, of course I'm thinking, we're good. And I can even understand the hotel saying, that's a separate entity and you have to go through them. But at
Yeah,
the same time, like you said, they could have been that bridge. They could have been like,
yes,
hey, you're expecting this group from our hotel. This
yes,
is what's going to happen. Because it's a reflection of the hotel. And like you said, that person says they're never going to do anything with them again. And that's what
yeah,
happens.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Because so
Wow.
it's funny. One cousin had said, I like to come back here because he didn't play golf, right?
Sure.
He thought the hotel was great, everything was good. Everything was in close proximity to the hotel. So the hotel was the home base, right? So we had the dinner, and a Sunday breakfast there as well, the meet and greet. But then the golf was close by, and then the park and the bowling was close by. So everything's on the same street. I mean, from the hotel down the hill to the furthest point, which had been the park, was only like 4 minutes away. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So
Hmm.
everything was in close proximity, and that's normally not the case when we have these things. We had in Vegas, and you had to drive 15, 20 minutes to get to
To everything. Yeah.
to everything. So
Yeah.
it's a little different. So, but no, as far as I thought the location was great. Only thing that I didn't like was the golf experience for the golfers. So yeah, so
Yeah.
like I said, I'll have that conversation with them, and not that that's going to change anything. I don't know if we'll come back, but I don't know.
Well,
Maybe it change something for the next group that comes in.
but I mean, it's actually helpful for me because when I assume, because I don't play golf, but if I think something's on property, I assume that's getting taken care of. And now it is me as a planner. It I would say asking more questions and getting clarity. Who runs this? Who runs
Mhm.
that? Can you connect me? Like what is your role in this? So to really understand those relationships when it's like those activities that are on property, but they're not managed by the property. And one
Yes,
example too is spas are like that too. Sometimes a spa is on the property, but it's
yes.
managed by someone else.
Hmm.
And to your point, now people have different experiences. You have people that did not have were involved in that had a great experience, and then you have people that were, and those are the people you see on those reviews. I'm giving them 2 stars because of this, and then you're evaluating. You're like, well, that really wasn't the property's fault, but they are. It's their responsibility, right? Because it's their reputation.
Hmm.
Because they're
Hmm.
saying that they have that. So that's interesting. Now what?
Yeah,
No,
yeah. No,
and it's good
yeah.
to know in the future, right?
Yeah, of course, of course, of course. And like I said,
Yeah,
I'm not afraid to share this information to people. It's just that it wasn't 100%. It wasn't 100% great experience. Okay,
sure.
I would have loved for the golf because, like I said, that's the one reason why I chose it, that I suggested it,
Mm,
is because this would have been the first hotel that had golf on property that we've
sure.
been to, and we do this. We've been doing this since I've been involved since '92. Okay.
Ooh, wow.
Okay. So since '92, I've been involved with this. So we've gone to countless hotels. I've forgotten all the hotels that we've gone to, but they always play golf, right?
Yeah.
There has to be a golf course somewhere in the vicinity.
Now, how
And
big is this reunion? I'm just curious.
this one was not as big as the past ones, but we've had up to 300 people.
Okay.
This one was
Yeah.
like maybe I'm gonna say 120. I'm gonna say
Okay.
about 120.
So
And
maybe
they
somebody's
surpassed their.
listening saying, "Oh, we got you next year, and you will not have any problems with our
Yeah,
golf."
yeah, right. Okay, yeah, uh-huh. So
No, but I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it's
no,
a reunion, but I mean, that's a pretty big business with getting rooms, hotels.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we picked up I want to say about 100 room nights.
Mm,
Picked up 100 room nights over a weekend.
yeah.
Okay. We had a dinner for 120 people. We had to guarantee 120, so we guaranteed 120 people for the dinner. We ended up having an impromptu breakfast yesterday for another at least 20 people, in their restaurants. So yeah,
It's business. Yeah.
yeah, it's business and a lot of weekends. I'm not saying this particular hotel, but I mean, there's a lot of people playing golf, but are they actually staying in a hotel?
Right. That's
I don't
true
know if they
too.
were sold out. I don't know if the hotel was sold out. But if let's just say if they were sold out, they would not have been sold out if that group wasn't there. Let's just put it like that. Let's just put it like that. So it's business. It's weekend business. It's
Yeah.
a it's a Friday through Sunday, and then you got people on shoulder days as well. Some people will come in a couple days earlier, and they'll leave a couple days later. So yeah. So no, I
Yep.
thought yeah. So there you go. Anyone out there that wants some, in fact, Southern California is what they're looking again next.
Hey.
This is every other year. So looking at 2020, July 2028. Normally after the 4th, so it'd be like this. Normally it's like the third or fourth week of July.
Now, do you repeat locations? Do you ever go back?
Not consecutively. We've
Yeah.
been to a couple of them, yeah, but not consecutively.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah.
curious. Well, cool. Sounds like you had a fun weekend.
Yeah, it was good. It was busy. I'm glad it's over. I came home and fell asleep. I'm like, shit. This is yeah.
Are you recovering, recuperating
Oh, I'm
today?
done now. I'm ready. Yeah, I'm
All
ready
right.
for something else now. What's the next thing I got to
Oh,
do?
yeah, right. Oh, I
What's
thought you
the
were
next
asking me. I was like,
thing?
oh,
I'm just saying in general. Well, okay. Now we talked about me. What about you? What's
what am
going
I
on with
got?
you?
What I got going on this week? Well, what I got going on this
What's
week?
going on with you?
Got a few events going on this week, last week of July. But I wanted to bring up, so last week I didn't have a whole lot except for I did go to one event. It was a Teneo networking, no, not networking, showcase event. And
Taneo.
Teneo. So Teneo Hospitality Group. And let me tell you, they sent out, so it's July. I think they sent me out the invitation in May or June. Like, so it's been on my calendar for a couple months. And they I this is my second time going here in Chicago. And they did the same thing last year. So they're very good about giving you plenty of notice.
Okay, Taneo. Hold on one second. Someone says bring it to Lakewood, Long Beach. Yeah, right. Okay.
Oh, are you going to
Uh,
Long Beach next the next one?
no, someone asked me to bring it to Lakewood, Long Beach. No. But
The
thanks.
the LBC.
The LBC.
That's all I know. Oh my gosh. I can't keep up with California. I
The
can't. That's yeah. Um
LBC. Let's see. Okay, so Taneo. Okay, I got
Teneo.
some information on Taneo. Hold on a second.
So
Just got some information on
you
Taneo
do?
because I don't know what Taneo is. Okay, I think, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. So Taneo Hospitality Group, a luxury hotel representation firm comprised of a team of highly experienced sales professionals. So it sounds like a owl high. Like sounds
Well,
like
yeah, so yeah, and there's plenty of these groups. And for me as a planner, my understanding is it's a marketing arm for for these hotel properties. So their hotels are members,
okay.
and
Hold
it's
on, I
their
got something
job.
else. I got something else.
What do you got?
With over 350 meeting hotels and
Okay, yeah,
DMCs worldwide, members trust Teneo to act as an extension of their sales team.
that's what I would think. Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I would assume. Well, marketing, sales, absolutely. But we talk a lot about the visibility and exposure of hotels. So some of these hotels will go to groups like you said, Teneo or an All High. There's others. There's the Davidson Group, and they will represent on their behalf. And one way they do it is doing these showcases. This
Okay.
showcase happened to be in Chicago, but I imagine they have them in different cities um, that they will bring a portion of their members to one location and meet with planners, a cross section, corporate planners, association planners, independent planners. And the way it was set up was like a tabletop showcase
Mm-hmm.
where the hotels had their whatever presentation they wanted, but very, very small. It wasn't the 6 foot table. You didn't have a whole lot of room to
Mm-hmm.
to put all this stuff. You had, it was at the Ivy Room, which is a venue in Chicago that they do a lot of weddings for them. So they're not, they have the really cute high top tables, like
Okay.
3 feet tables.
Hmm.
And, I went last year. I enjoyed myself. So I definitely had them on a pedestal about, a great event. There was food, there was, I always laugh. I hate when you look at me like this when I bring up food. But no, they had food, light appetizers, past apps. They had a full bar. It was a 2-hour event, and you walked in, you got registered. They were doing a little giveaway. And then there was a room full of their members. I want to say, oh, wait, I have it here. I want to say it was like 30. No, it looks like 40. So 40 of their members were there.
40 of their members,
which comprised of either hotels, DMCs, AV companies.
okay.
It was all a mixture.
Okay, okay,
Um,
okay. That sounds good. That sounds
yeah,
good.
and you got to
And you
talk
got
to
the
them.
what?
You got to talk to them. You got to ask them questions. This format, and I brought this up to you earlier. It was more of an open format. You
Open
walked.
format. What does that mean?
Well, you know how we go to a lot of shows, and it's very, very strict about appointments, very to the agenda. This was not an appointment type event, it was more of a showcase. So you walked around and you talked with who you wanted to talk to as a planner.
Okay, so they're set up in like whatever high tops, and people are just
Yes.
milling around. The people just milling around with their appetizers and their drinks, just
I
talking to
was.
whoever they
I had
wanted to
my
talk.
little. I had my. So you know what? Interesting enough. First, I walk in, and I mean, it could be a little intimidating because it's just you don't know what the order is. It's just a bunch of tables. You don't know where you're going. So I do my little walkthrough, and I made eye contact with someone, and she says, "Why don't you have a drink in your hand?" Like she knew me. I was like, "Wait, what is that? That's a little presumptuous," and which I said that right. And I'm like, well, I'm not drinking. She said, there's non-alcoholic drinks. There's mocktails. And she was like, come on, we're going to go get one together. So we go to, we go to the bar and we get a mocktail. She's like, I'm not drinking. Well, she's like, I don't drink either of these things because I'm representing my property. I don't want to be intoxicated, which understandable. But I just thought that was a great conversation starter. And one thing I like being able to have a little bit of control in who I can talk to. Some of these events where you're just maybe you don't have a whole lot in common, so you're just pulling teeth trying to talk. And at the same time, all of these members, hoteliers, they're competing for our attention. So how are you going to kind of set yourself apart? And I
Yeah.
loved how she did that. And I believe it was the who was that? One of the properties, the Caribe Royal Orlando. Have you been there?
No.
When it's there, it's large resort feel. And of course, as we got our drink, she said, come back to me to my table. And she gave me her, pitch. I thought it was brilliant
Okay.
because I don't know if I would have stopped at her table or,
So
I
she's
don't know.
looking at all the people that didn't have drinks that look kind of out of place. They don't know why they're here. You know what I
I
mean?
don't know if she did it to all, but she pinpointed me right away. She said, let me get a drink in your hand. Oh, you're not drinking alcohol? Don't worry. I got you.
Now, how many tables would you say were set up in here, and how many
So
people were there?
it was a inside and outside event. So I believe
Okay.
because they gave us a little directory of 40, so 40. So I imagine there was maybe room for 25, 30 inside, and then
Hmm.
they had 10 outside.
Did some
Yeah.
people not make it outside, or they? I mean, you
I
know,
don't know if it was the overflow because of the venue. They took advantage of having outside and inside space. And it
mhm.
was a beautiful day in Chicago. I mean, not too hot, not cold at all.
Okay.
I was trying to figure out what the order was, but I did see. So Margaritaville is a big part of
Wasting
it.
away again in
Mar-
Margaritaville. Okay, go ahead.
Margaritaville Resort. So they have so many different locations. So they were primarily outside. So I don't know if that was strategic about we're going to put Margaritaville outside and you're going to see all of who's there.
Mm.
Um, They also had a bar that was outside, so you didn't have to. So it really helped the flow of traffic. You didn't
Okay.
see everybody like I got to be inside because that's where the bar is.
Oh, okay. Okay. So they had a
um,
bar outside as well.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
Just
always curious about being on the hotel or the DM or whatever. I'm not sure who was there. The hotel side, I guess,
sure.
or DMC side, where there's no appointments. You're just there, so it's kind of a free for all. Meaning, you really have to have something. Excuse me. You have to have a clever something clever to get people to come over to you
Oh, you know
because.
what Taneo did have before you finish that thought? They did have a scan. You were supposed to scan for prizes. So I guess that was their
Okay. Well, okay.
incentive.
Well, thanks for. Don't you think that was an important tidbit
It
of
just dawned on
information?
me. It just dawned on me that yeah, you're like, why would they go there? But yeah, go ahead and finish your thought now.
Okay. My thought was before you brought up something that was very information. I mean, very important detail that you just gave me. I was wondering how would people because if there's no appointments, you're just there and people are just a free for all. Unless you had something that was noticeable or you had some type of great pitch, unless you were giving something away that everybody wanted to be in, what would
Sure.
make me stop at that particular table? You know what I mean? Because it's everybody's just milling around for the most part, and maybe they see something interesting or whatever, and they'll stop by, or maybe they're looking for specific hotels. But the other things that we go to, other than this, they have appointments that you have to set up appointments, so you know you're going to see X amount of people every time you do this with in this day, right? I'm gonna see 22 people. Okay, I already know
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah,
But
that's true.
there's no guarantee that you're gonna see anyone other than I guess now if you go and everyone scans you, well, that gives you in a drawing for a prize or whatever. Okay, so that's something that would make someone go by every table. I guess I wouldn't do it, but
Well, yeah. Okay, and that's a reason. But then, are you getting people that actually want to be at your table, or you're just scanning something? So, I mean, there's definitely, you know, okay, yeah, you get people at your table. Are they the right people?
yeah, yeah.
Because I'll be honest, I didn't scan a lot of people because I came there to talk. I wanted to know, and I deliberately went to the places that I thought would be a good fit. So my scan, look, they did a little leaderboard, and I was like all the way at the bottom. I was like, oh man,
That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me.
oh man, I'm not gonna win. But at the same time, you have these people that show up that are just here. They're scanning their QR code and have no intention for business. So, and it's almost reminds me of IMAX. You know, if you're an unhosted and you get to just go and talk to who you want to, I
Yep,
actually like that approach.
I do too.
You know, you got appointments where you're feeling like, oh, I look, it's been 20, we have 20 minutes, but we don't have anything to talk about. So I think there's definitely different ways of going about it.
Hmm.
But I think, let me put my marketer strategist hat on. As a property, as a member, as a DMC, doing something on your part to make sure that you're getting people that want to talk to you, you know. Um, Basically, they have everybody who registered, they have the list. Did you reach out to me prior and say, hey, look, I'd love
Okay.
to talk to you? Have you followed up with me? I haven't gotten any follow-ups, but I think they get sent all at once. Who knows? I don't work for Teneo. But
Hmm.
at the same time, you have a viable opportunity to get access to planners. What are you doing about it besides just showing up?
That's what that's true because they had excuse me, they have the list of people that are going to be there
Yes. Yeah.
prior to this
Right.
happening, right? So there's
Yeah.
no surprises like, oh my god, I know you're going to be here.
Right.
Okay, so
You know,
yeah, people are going to be there and who those people are. Now, do they? I would assume they have your email. They could have reached out to you prior to that and things like that. Did anyone
yes.
reach out to you prior?
No.
Okay, I mean, and I'm just asking because, like I said, I've never been to a Teneo event. I mean, I know what Al High is about, and I'm sure they're a close competitor of
Sure.
them. I can't remember how many Al High events that I've been to either. I mean, I know I've been invited to a couple, but I don't know if I've been to their booth at IMAX or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And Russell, to your point, you asked me about Teneo and you weren't familiar, and we always talk about, visibility. They didn't do a here's what we do and here's what we offer. They did not, Teneo did not speak about what they do and how they help planners. And I think that's the same thing about, how we're a little bit like, what do they do and how do they, run their business? And I'm saying we as the planners kind of assume, because I get invited to these things and I get, some new properties that I wouldn't have known about, but do I know exactly what Teneo does and how they help me and what we can do to, better
Yeah.
that
Why should
relationship?
I partner
No,
with them? Why should
I
I
don't
partner with
know,
Teneo?
because there was no talks about it. On one hand, I love the openness of the event. There wasn't a hard pitch. There wasn't a sit down dinner where you felt compelled to stay to the end. It was very open and free. But on the other hand, I left not knowing any more that I did about Teneo to even explain it to you.
Yeah, I asked her this morning. She's like, I don't know.
I just
We had to
know that
look it up.
I had food and drinks, but and what I will say is they should really leverage on these events. And they brought it was packed, Russell, and they brought a lot of great properties as well as the people that were there. I ran into about like 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 people that I knew. And that shows that you are on the pulse in the industry. And it actually, is a nice casual networking event because, I saw some people from MPI. There was a couple of suppliers that I met from last year. So it was like a reunion catch up. And so when I think about that event, I know I'm going to not only get some, leads on properties, but expand my network.
Yeah.
So I think they could have took an opportunity to say, hey, this is why we should, stick with us.
Now, okay, I have to ask this, Tiffany. I have to ask this. Now, were you there before it started, or did you straggle in like an hour later?
What difference does it make? What is that? What
I'm
kind
just
of question
asking
is
a
that?
question. They
Like
may have talked about these things before you got there.
Like the experience. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. It was like the experience has changed. So the event started at 4:30. I was there by 5 because
Okay, I mean
you
that's
get there right there, and it was bumping. It was people. No, people were kind of coming in at the same time, about 5. Right at that 5 o'clock mark. And I did stay up until the event was 4:30 to 7:30, and once they did the thank you for coming, they did the raffle. I think that was around 6:45, 7. They did the group picture. That was people's cue to leave, even though it was at 7. So understanding if you're thinking about, what the flow of the event should look like, people aren't going to, stay to the end. But at the same time, I think it was one of those events where it should be a natural flow. Like come after work if you need to.
Yes.
Because again, it was all planners. It was planners that are in corporate that maybe work till 5 o'clock. I saw the American Bar Association. A lot of members from there came. So, of course, they were coming from after work. So I think it was more of that, casual, come when you can, leave when you want. Okay. Which, again, I appreciate. No appointments.
Leave when you want. Hey, I love that. That sounds good. Did you just make that up?
No, I've used that at my events.
Come when you can, leave when you want.
Yeah. I've used that in my Know Before You Goes too. You want to communicate what your event flow should be, and then if people know that
that's where that event strategist comes in. I'm not an event strategist, so I would never come up with that. That's not even in my wheelhouse to even think like that. See? Okay,
I'm giving you examples.
Would you say it again?
Come when you can, leave when you want. Leave when you want. Yeah.
Wow, that's deep right there. You hold on to that one.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
It should be on a T-shirt.
Okay.
Velvet marketing. Come
just show up, right? Just show up. Whenever you can. You gotta leave when you want.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So overall the event was You thought it was a good event.
Yeah, I
Other
enjoyed it.
than you walked out knowing not knowing any more about Taneo than
Well,
you
I
did
mean,
before
that's
you
more of
walked out.
a Teneo issue. I don't have a problem with it.
Okay, I mean,
I
you
mean,
got to see hotel. I mean, it served a purpose for you.
it
Okay, you
served a
may not
purpose
know
for
any
me.
more about Taneo, but you know about the some of the hotels that you happen to stop by.
But at the same time, it's a good setup for follow up. I do get their emails. I've gone to some of their webinars. I'm not a big webinar person, but I do find myself going to their webinars. They do make it, it's usually highlighting a new property after renovation. So here's my thing about webinars, make it worth someone's while. Don't invite me to a webinar to share your property because I probably don't care, but share something that is different. So if it's like, hey, we just renovated, we just put in a $500 million renovation and see what's new, I'm curious. So they do a lot of webinars, and I do attend those. So maybe that's their purpose. I don't know.
I
I don't
don't,
know.
I don't know, I don't know. Okay, well now we know. Okay,
Yeah,
now will
that's
they
too
be
bad.
at IMAX?
They
Are they
are.
normally at IMAX?
They are. They're at IMAX, and then some of their properties are going to be in the TNA booth. See, that's another thing with IMAX. Sometimes IMAX is so confusing because maybe you're a Vegas property, and then you go over to the Vegas section, and you're like, "Where's so and so?" They're like, "Oh, they're in that booth." So,
Yeah, that is.
and like you're supposed to know, like, duh. They're like, "What you doing over here?" So
Yeah,
like,
that
yeah.
is
So
right.
Tanea will have some
You're
of
right.
their property, their portfolio members in their booth.
Okay, very good, very good.
Mhm.
All right,
Mhm.
I can appreciate that. Okay,
Yeah.
now I know a little bit more about Tanea because I actually looked it up and and kind of wanted to educate myself, and I wanted to let
Yeah.
people know because guess what? I'm not the only one that doesn't know about Tanea. There's someone else out there, so that's why I put their information there. I mean, just some brief information about what they do. But if you're in this industry, you're familiar with Al High. I think Al High. I mean, Al High. It seems like I know them because I don't know if they've been around longer. I don't know, but I've seen more things. I think I must be on Al High's mailing list, email list, because I get things from them periodically. So
Mhm.
I'm familiar with them. And then, of course, I'm familiar with Michael Dominguez, who's the president and CEO of Al High. So I follow him all the time. I've been following him for years. So wherever he went, wherever he goes, I'm going to know that. So that's why I know Al High. So I don't know Teneo like that, but they are, I guess, a competitor of theirs. But hey, Teneo, hey, reach out. I'm trying to, my job is to create visibility. You would think a lot of these organizations they do that on their own, but they don't. Okay, they don't. So sometimes it takes a daily check-in with Tiffany and Russell to throw some stuff out there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Hey, and
Especially if your target is to reach
exactly.
planners,
Reach
and
out and
if
touch.
you're a planner
Yeah,
who doesn't know about them,
yeah,
change that.
yeah. And
Change it.
guarantee that there's some people out there that don't know who the heck Tanel is. So, but my job is not to hate. My job is to help out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Is to
Right.
throw it out there if I can. And today, actually, I did because it came up in conversation. Okay, so there
Yeah.
you go. So there you go. What else? What time is it? Damn,
Yeah.
we've been talking for a minute here, Miss
I know.
Tiffany.
I know.
So what else? What's going on this week? You got anything to?
Okay. So this week is dedicated to site. Do we know about site? SITE.
Yeah, their site here, site SoCal. Yeah,
Yeah. 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 So I have two events that I'm going to. Well, Site has their annual Grand Slam event that I get invited to, but this is my
a
first time
grand. It's called a
attending.
Grand Slam event.
Yes, it's so every year. It.
When I hear Grand Slam, I'm thinking about Denny's. The Grand Slam.
Oh, you don't think about baseball? Grand Slam?
No, I think about Denny's. The Grand Slam breakfast.
I would
Yeah,
never.
anyway.
I feel like Denny's took that, but I would never. Is Denny's still around?
anyway. Anyway, go
Oh my
on.
gosh, you threw me off with that. Can you imagine if I talked about this event and talked about we're going to Denny's? I wouldn't even bring that up. Okay. Grand Slam baseball. Baseball, Russell. So the Cubs
Okay.
game at Wrigley. They do it every year. Get a whole bunch of people. Are you serious right now? Did you
I'm
say
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
get a whole bunch of people to go? It's a big to do. Been hearing about it for years, and now I get to go because normally I'm out of town. I'm not out of
Oh,
town
okay.
this
So you're
weekend.
gonna go to the side event at Wrigley's.
Yes, called the Grand
Okay.
Slam. Yes.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I didn't know
yeah.
where you're going with that because it took
Yeah.
you a long time to piece
Well,
those
because you
things together.
distracted me. You distracted me with
You
Denny's.
shouldn't be easily
I well,
distractible.
and here we are. So, but that so okay. Here's the thing with site. I got in with that. I'm not quite a site member yet, so it's always like, oh,
Yes, okay. But
can I go?
but you got in. You got it.
Get
You
it?
have an
I got
in
in.
somewhere, right?
I got in.
That's all you
Um,
need.
so site. What is it? Society of Incentive something and Events, Travel and Events.
Oh my God. You should have told me that once
Well,
again. This one of those other things you should have told me beforehand.
we always we always have these acronyms, these initials, and a lot of times we don't even know the whole. Okay, site global. Oh crap. Anyway, so that's what's happening this week. And what I like about them is they sent out a before you go email with who's all going to be there. And so now I'm like, oh, great. There's people I know that are going to be there. Great. There's people that I want to know that are going to be there. I love when event hosts do that. We'd like to see who's going to be in the room. Who do we need to talk to ahead of time? Again, suppliers, if you already know the planner's there, you can reach out and say, hey, I'm looking forward to meeting you or seeing you. But you know what? Maybe they do that. They just don't do it to me. I just don't get those emails. So I'm not gonna knock anybody's strategy. Maybe they are already doing it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no comment there, Tiffany.
I'm just
No
saying.
comment. Okay.
So
Site. I'm looking up site now since you didn't do a good job of explaining what the
of
hell it is.
explaining what site. Well, I
What does
asked
it
you what
even
it was, and you
stand
said
for? What does
yes.
site even stand for? So yeah, we have a Southern California chapter.
Look, and it's not my fault because they don't even put it on their website. Oh wait, Society for Incentive Travel Excellence. All right, I messed up by one. I said events. So
Okay.
incentive travel.
Connects incentive travel professionals through education, events, and leadership. Okay, I like that. Okay, I mean
Yeah.
I've been to Site SoCal before, but I
Mm-hmm.
really didn't know what that meant. But now I know, right? And shame on me for not knowing the acronym
The
because
acronym, yeah.
big on acronyms. But yeah. So no, a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of people there that are involved in Site. I mean, if you're NPI, they go to Site. If you're, I mean, everybody. It's kind of interchangeable or intertwined. A lot of these organizations are. Um, I I I haven't been to one. I remember being in at La Quinta Golf and Tennis Resort in the Palm Springs area. That's probably the last one I went to, and they still may be there. I'm not sure. It's been probably I would say 2015, no 17 or 18. Probably the
Yeah.
last time I went. And it's probably because of scheduling or whatever. And
Yeah.
sometimes I forget. And if you're not on their mailing list, you don't get stuff. And I'm like, maybe I'm not on their list. So anyway,
Oh, I'm definitely on their list.
okay,
Well,
well
I
then
will
next thing
say
you know.
for people that are kind of checking out what membership works for them, try an event and see, because you say they're interchangeable, but they're supposed to have a specific niche. You will see a lot of the same people maybe and the same suppliers,
Mhm.
but you want to figure out which one fits for your business. Site is geared towards that incentive travel. So if you're looking for more of a luxury properties, you'll see the suppliers that are more in that high end luxury. MPI, I think it's just like a free for all. Like if you're a meeting planner, just show up. There's PCMA, which I really enjoy PCMA, but I'm not an ideal fit for them. There's a lot of association planners in there. Like I go to an event and they're like, "What association are you from?" So I kind of feel bad. um, but they do a lot of events too. So it may you may just want to go check them out. But again, I see a lot of the same people that I would see from any of these events
Hmm.
or any of these organizations. And, you can't go to all of it, everything. You have a business to run, right? So
Yep.
you want to pick and choose. And if it doesn't resonate for you, any of these orgs, that's okay too. I
Yeah.
mean,
And they
you got
all
people.
cost money to join too.
Yes, that's yeah. And I need these organizations to get that because you'll go to their event and they'll be like, you want to sign up, especially as an independent planner. I'm like, I I don't have the funds to pay for all of this. Like you got to understand that you need to be compelling on why I need to part with my dollars to be a member. And it can't be to just hang out. Because when I tell you I can call 10 of my colleagues right now and be like, y'all want to hang out? We could do that for free. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. I'm just saying, what's compelling enough? And
Hmm.
even with the education and things, because a lot of the events they still have a cost as well. So you're saying I pay for a membership and then pay for the event. So
That is correct.
it just needs to be compelling on what is this membership going to do for me that I can't do for myself.
Exactly. Other than a lot of people getting together, you want to hang out. Like you said, you can do that. You can pick and choose the people you really want to hang out with.
Yeah,
So what do I get? I mean, I know there's an educational component to a lot of them, and I
yeah,
get that. But do we always have enough time to do those things? Especially if you're independent and you're running your own
sure.
business or whatever. So like you said, you have to pick and choose which ones will benefit you.
And
Which
the
ones?
education has to be compelling. It can't just
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
education,
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. What does that really mean? Education.
yeah,
What does that mean? Maybe I know
right.
some of the stuff already. You know, give me the agenda first, and I'll let me know if I should go to this particular one because maybe I
Right.
don't know that. Maybe I'm not familiar with that. I'm just throwing stuff out there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, but no, they all serve a purpose, and a lot of it is good. It's just that what's like you said. Which ones will you benefit from?
Right.
Which ones you have time to attend, because I mean there's many opportunities out there to learn things at these different events, but do you have time, do you have the money, um, and are you interested? So there you
Exactly.
go. There you
Exactly.
go. So anyway, wrap it up here, Tiffany. Wrap it up, Tiffany. Wrap it up.
And that's a wrap. I mean, I'm telling you, that was some good stuff today.
Okay, it's always good stuff, Tiffany. It's
Very
always
good.
good stuff. Okay,
Very
you
good.
you, you came up with something.
Well,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm not gonna
well,
say
no, I
something.
just want to say, it is end of the July. I think we did a very good job this month of really giving some key, you know, tokens of wisdom about how we can better our
Tokens of
relationships.
wisdom. Tokens of wisdom.
Absolutely. We talked a lot about, hey, after this, you should be able to understand how valuable it is to really, nurture that relationship with planners, right? And then that's going to turn into more business
For who?
for all, for both.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Nurture that business for what? Say that again. Say that again.
Okay, I didn't expect you to call me out. Just
Yeah.
gonna be
Say it again, because you gotta. I was listening and it sounded pretty good. I'm like,
I
wait a
was
minute.
like, wait,
What did she
wait,
really say?
I was like, wait a minute. It was caught off guard. No, nurturing that relationship benefit, helps you grow that business, right? And you said for who? But I
For
mean,
who?
we're talking more with the on the supplier side. If you want more business, nurture that relationship with planners, and this is how.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
so
That's what we did.
the nurturing the business, the the supplier should nurture the business with the planner, or that's coming from the
The
planner.
relationship with the planner, yes,
Okay, so they can get more business.
yes.
Oh, okay.
There
I
we go.
like that. Okay.
There we go. We
Yeah,
pulled it in. We pulled it in.
nurture that relationship.
Yes.
Nurture the relationship. So suppliers, hotel DMCs,
All that.
the CVBs should nurture that relationship with the planners, and that can equal more business for them.
Absolutely.
Oh, I like that. You're on to
Yes.
something here, young lady. This
Absolutely.
is good. Oh yeah.
We
I
did.
was,
We
yeah,
did it.
this is
We did
all
it
right.
there.
Okay, all right, very good, very good. Well, I appreciate you coming on, Miss Tiffany. You got a lot of stuff to go. You got site this week, so you're gonna let us know next week how site
So
was.
here's the thing. Here. July was great because I could give you my full undivided Monday attention. But
So
now
what you saying? What you saying?
we're back to traveling next month,
Where you
and
going?
so next week will be Destination Caribbean.
I didn't know you were going to that.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
So you're going to
I
destination?
t-
Is that a North Star?
yeah. I
Okay.
told you. Well, I told you that was my
Where's it
next
at?
event.
Where's it at?
Dominican Republic.
I don't think you mentioned that.
I told you that was my next trip, but that was like a month ago. So I've been waiting for this trip. I've never been to Dominican Republic. I'm
Wow.
interested in learning more about it. They've been really, leading in on bringing in more events there. So I'm definitely interested in what they have to show. So I'm doing that and a post fam. So I am unavailable all week. Well, I don't know. I don't.
You
I don't
know
know how this.
what? You need to make
I
it
don't know how
happen,
this. I
lady.
don't know. We got to talk.
Whatever.
We
When do you
gotta
leave? When
talk.
do you leave to the DR?
Sunday.
Also, you leave on Sunday, so yeah. So Monday will probably be out. Uh,
Yeah.
maybe I don't know. Where is it staying? Where are you staying? Where is this event? Can you say
It's.
that?
I can.
Is it
I
like a
just
top secret?
no.
Where are you staying?
I just forgot. There's no secret about it. Let me look it up again.
You don't even know where it is.
I mean, it's
Oh
niches.
my God, this people are
There,
like
just
listening to this, like, how Tiffany not know where
I
she's
think it's
going next Monday?
so Zimi Miches Punta Cana all inclusive resort.
Zimmy?
Zimi. Have you
Spell
been?
that. Spell it.
CEMI. Have you been?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And I
Okay,
laugh
good.
because no, so here's the thing. North Star does such a good job
North
about
Star,
setting everything up that
North
I just show
Star.
up. Like
You know what? You know what?
I literally look at my email and be like, let me make sure I'm here at this time
You
to
know
get my
what? You're
transportation.
absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You know what? I do the same
Okay.
thing. North Star does spoil people. Okay,
Oh my
that's one
gosh.
thing. We got to worry about anything as a planner. You don't have to worry about anything. Just check your email.
To
When
check
you're
your
supposed to
email
show up, where should
to
you
show up.
show up? Boom. They take care of your
Boom.
flight. They take care of everything. So your
Hotel, boom. Like
transportation, yeah. Where's the transportation going to be? Next to the baggage claim. Okay, dude gonna have a red shirt on. Okay, that's gonna say this.
so you're
Boom,
yep.
and that's it. So
And
yeah,
you just
no.
follow it. I
Shout out
mean,
to North Star.
shout out for the logistics because
Yes,
when I
yes.
tell you and then you sometimes the transportation they contact you, you don't know how they got your number. North Star says, look.
Exactly. Like who is this strange number
Oh my
pop?
gosh, they'll
Should
be
I
like, this is
answer
Fred,
this?
I'm gonna pick you up. I'm like, okay, all right. And then you just get in their car and you show up to the hotel. You don't confirm. You're like, okay, you got my info, it must be right. I love it when I tell you that needs to be going forward, like how you travel.
Yeah, they do.
So
They do a great job, and you always talk about behind the scenes stuff. What goes on behind the
yeah,
scenes? But yeah, I mean, they make it so easy for us to go. It's
yeah,
harder for us not to go than to go. You know what I mean?
right, 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 right.
So yeah. So if you get invited,
And then if you
no,
do something like if you try to go the day before, things aren't covered. So you're just like, nah, I'm just gonna stick with my schedule.
exactly, exactly, exactly,
Yeah. So
exactly.
yeah, that will be good. But yeah, really looking forward to Dominican Republic as a destination. They're really going in with a lot of marketing. I attended a showcase a couple years ago in Miami and was wondering like, okay, this is great, but I'm in Miami. Like, I need to know
You
what.
need to be
So I'm
there.
yeah.
Exactly.
So
You
I'm
need to
glad I can
experience it.
connect.
Okay.
So yeah, that would be good. That's the start of my August travel.
Okay, all right. I understand. I understand. So, you reach out, let me know if you can do this. If not, then I'll get it's gonna get done. It's just that are you gonna be on or not? Okay, that's the
Clearly,
thing.
I know. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, we gonna move forward,
I know.
Tiffany. Okay, we can't stop. The train can't stop. Okay. The train is a runaway train. So, but no, but if you have time to like do a quick thing on whatever, like
Yeah.
Instagram, IG live or whatever. We can
Oh
do.
yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely be sharing some scenes. But yeah, let's see. Let me get acclimated because
Of
I
course.
and
What is
see.
your activity? What's your activity?
I don't know yet. So here were my options. There was a this like expedition, the tour around the area, the
Mhm.
forts and all that. There was a catamaran and there was a ATV. Those were
Okay.
my options.
Try
So I
something
picked.
other than the catamaran. You're
I
always
know,
doing
I
the
know,
catamaran.
I know. I was thinking like, okay, I always do catamaran, but they made the catamaran sound really exciting. It was like we're going to go to a private beach, and there's going to be drinks and food for you, and of course, I'm like, oh, but
You've done that
I
before. Do something else. Do the island. Do the ATV.
no, well, I chose the expedition, so in that like safari,
A lot
but
of
this
walking and stuff.
no, it's in a what do you call it? Those trucks, those trucks that you can go on the
Like
roads.
a 4-wheel
Yeah, yeah,
drive
yeah,
things.
yeah.
Okay.
Those
All
big
right.
like safari trucks.
Okay. All right.
Um,
I don't know what those
but
be
I
looking
remember
like.
someone else picked that in last year and they didn't like it. So I'm hoping that this is good because that's what I wanted to do, get the whole view of the island. And then there was ATV. I mean, ATV is fun, but sometimes I have difficulties. The last ATV I went on, the lead driver, he told me I had to go in front behind him because I wasn't allowed to go off on my own. I kind of
Well, why would you be going off on your own?
Well, I didn't mean to, but I was in the back and I was turning and I was kind of curving off the main road. So he was like, "Yeah, no, you come up here with me."
Yeah, because you're one of those kids that like a problem kid in class.
I mean, not
Do your
meaning
own
to,
thing.
not meaning to. It was literally like I didn't have the
Well, obviously you're in your own world back there.
I I didn't have like the I don't know, but
Well,
I like
anyway,
ATV.
stick.
It's fun.
Did your parents ever tell you to stick with the group? Whatever the group's doing, you do. Okay, stick to the group. Don't go off on your own. All
No,
right.
it wasn't off of my own. It was like I was veering off, kind of. I was still in line, but he was like, "You're not on the main road." Right? So, and Russell, I don't drive half the time. I don't remember the last time I've actually driven myself. So maybe that has something to do with it.
This is sad. Okay, we're finding out so much stuff. We're uncovering too much stuff about Miss
You're right. You're
Tiffany.
right. All right. With
Yeah,
that,
I don't need
we to
to
be
hear any
continued.
else. I don't need to
To
hear anything else because this is
to be
crazy. And don't
continued.
go over there to the DR and go off on your own. Okay, we don't
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
that. Okay,
Not a good.
so
Not a good look.
we don't need that
Not a good look.
because I'll be on this show saying, "Well, hey, I talked about it, but what did she do? She went over there, went off on her own. Now we don't know where the hell she is."
No, it's not gonna be that bad. I promise. I promise. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. No.
We talked about on this show. Stick with the group. What did Tiffany do? She went over there and got away.
Don't wish that on me.
That's not wishing anything. I'm just
Don't wish
telling
that
you
on me.
what's gonna happen. I'm still gonna talk about it. So if it does happen, I'm gonna talk about
I'm glad I entertain you.
it. So stick with the group, Tiffany. If we
I
didn't
will
learn
stick with the group.
anything today, please learn this. Please know, stick with the
Stick
group
with
at
the
all
group.
times.
I'll
Okay.
keep you posted on my ex. See, if somebody's
Woo.
watching it from North Star, they're not gonna. They're gonna be like, we're gonna take her off that list. You're gonna go on that catamaran. We can't.
No, no,
they're
no.
literally, they're literally like, nope. Mm-mm. Don't put that out there.
Oh man, that was a good one. I need that little chuckle. All right. Anyway, that is it. We are out of time. We're overtime. So anyway, thank you so much, Miss Tiffany, for coming on. Mondays are devoted to Miss Tiffany, our daily check-in, but she will not be here next Monday because she'll be traveling to the DR. But hopefully we'll get some information the next week about her trip and all that stuff. But I'll still be here. So I do this daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then I also do, which Tiffany didn't know, uh, I do a show called On Air with Russell of Hotels. Comes on every Tuesday at 1 p.m. PST. Okay. So,
It is now on my calendar. Thank you.
okay. So, anyway, that is it. You guys have a great day. Be safe, Miss Tiffany.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we're out.
Peace. Peace.